to the front and join us at this symbolic event. Join the Romani Elders and the European Roma Cultural Foundation. And it is my greatest pleasure and greatest honor to introduce the Romani Elders, the wisest of our community, on the stage in front of the memorial to the Sinti and Roma today.
There you go.
My name is Danny Caravan.
Closer and scream.
Okay. My name is Danny Caravan. About when I got the commission from the Minister of Culture and from the city of Berlin, and from the Sinti Roma organization. The Sinti Roma organization by Romani Rose asked me that I will design this monument for the Sinti Roma.
Mr. Caravan.
Yeah.
We would like this speech to be available for the future, and it's only
No,
happening.
I know
if
exactly.
you speak in the microphone.
Okay.
Because otherwise we are not.
Okay. I'm sorry that it will not. It doesn't build here one monument for Jews, for Sinti, for everybody who's suffering, because in the rooms of gas, they didn't look if he's Sinti or Roma or Jewish, or he's socialist or communist, or maybe another people who was blamed by the regime of the Nazi. I'm here to tell you that the memorial will be open this year, for sure, because after fighting with the administration of Berlin for about 5 years, with people that did everything that this memorial will be something ugly, all the material, poor material, people who build it doesn't know how to build. Finally, a group of people with Wim Wenders in the head of them went to the Minister of Culture and told him, this was about half a year ago, and told him, look, if you will not respect the Sinti Roma and the work of Danny Caravan, it will become an international scandal.
My name is Hans Kaldaras. I come from Sweden, Stockholm. And now I'm going to try to speak in English, which is not my mother tongue. I had to say this first of all, that it's a shame that we gather here today to convince decision makers that the Roma, Sinti, should have a place in the history regarding the fact that millions of them were annihilated and subjected to exactly the same atrocities that 6 million Jews suffered during Hitler's evil ideology and reign of the terror over 65 years ago.
Agnes Daróci, a Hungarian Roma woman activist.
I came here to strengthen our wish. We would like to see here very soon this memorial to be built. I am asking it in the name of my grandfather. My grandfather from my father's side, who was taken away as forced laborer and has never come back. And he was not alone. 4 of 7 adult men of my small Roma community perished. They have no grave, no sign. I came here in the name of my grandmother. On my grandmother from my mother's side, who was beaten up as she gave food to her Jewish neighbors when they were imprisoned in the ghetto. I came here in the name of my uncle, who was deported to Dachau, Muna, under Lager. I came here to appeal in the name of my Roma community who were closed and guarded in the Roma settlement on the doors with a number showing the family members. They were waiting in every single minute to be deported. They escaped due to the arrival of aliens forces. This is why I can be here. But how many unnamed, unknown, unpersonalized Sinti and Roma were victims in occupied countries until now? We don't know exactly, because this is a forgotten and denied Holocaust.
The propaganda of hate that, amongst others, Hitler's media prophet Joseph Goebbels accounted for had succeeded. Today, we see similar hate propaganda in Hungary and in other European countries that mainly target the Roma.
Since 2004, the violence against the Roma community has increased in a very shameful way. We will now hand out the printed events, 118 attacks against the lives of Roma people in Europe since 2004. We would like to kindly ask you, audience, to take the sheet that you received from our agents and read it, and then come to the fence and symbolically stick it with the little tricky thing onto the fence. And I would like to call to the stage Mr. Nikolai Georgia.
Because maybe you know that on the 22 of December 2018, there will be 1,000 years since ancestors of Roma left the northwest part of India, which is now in Afghanistan. So we'll celebrate 1,000 years of survival in Europe of people without a territory, without a state, without a church, without a army, without a nation in the traditional European sense of the word. That is part of the miracle of Roma. So if I put this, is the war over? And I put the booklet which our younger friends prepared, the Civil Unity for the Memorial to the Sinti and Roma murdered under the National Socialist regimes. And they report the events which are now on the wall. That's like a continuing war. There is a war which has not been ended.
I came here today to occupy symbolically this public space before the Reichstag building, and to occupy symbolically also a place in collective memory. The hate speeches of nowadays and killings, hate attacks against Roma and Sinti in Europe show the danger of denied history, the ignorance of the past can create a shameful repetition. And my question is to you, do we let it?